the easiest condition to meet for a cheap 10 power swing on the board, it comes to us in the form of a Bigfoot, this mythical creature from North American folklore. But who is Sasquatch?
It's Sam Squam Shrekky and there's one right outside my door.
Well, just like last week's release, because this is an Exiles themed season of Marvel Snap, and judging by the art, we're actually getting an alternate reality version of the Canadian superhero, not the Sasquatch from Earth 616, Marvel's main timeline, who is Dr. Walter Lankowski. He initially thought that his gamma tests caused him to turn into a big raging beast with orange fur, but what actually happened was his tests opened a doorway to the realm of great beasts, where monsters of Canada's prehistoric past reside, When the doorway opened, a mystical beast called Tanorak switched places with Dr. Lankowski's body. He found that he could trigger the transformation himself and retain his intelligence and personality. Now, the Sasquatch we're getting in Marvel Snap comes from Earth 3470. Her name is Heather McDaniel, also a Canadian scientist working with gamma radiation, and accidentally opens a portal to the realm of great beasts. Now, here's where the origin story deviates a little bit. A dying Heather makes a deal with the mystical beast, Tanorak. He would save her life and grant her the powers of Sasquatch. But in return, one day, he would take over her body for his own. But as part of the deal, she would forget about this encounter with Tanorak. So she believes that her powers actually came from gamma radiation. She joined the Canadian superhero team Alpha Flight, for a while and was ripped away from her reality to join the time-hopping, reality-fixing group, the Exiles. Along the way, the Exiles managed to help her banish Tanorak when he took over her body for good, but leaving Heather without the powers of Sasquatch. In Marvel Snap, Sasquatch is a 6 energy, 10 power card with the ability costs 1 less for each card you played last turn. Okay, from a pure stats perspective, you're only ever gonna pay 5 energy for Sasquatch unless your opponent plays Mobius or you skip turn 5. Like, even if you only play 1 card on turn 5, Sasquatch becomes a 5/10. That's .Oc stats without the downside. So right away, strong consideration for deck building. Now, I'm excited to see Sasquatch in bounce decks. You know, the archetype that relies heavily on flooding the board on the final turn to buff up Hit Monkey. That archetype now gets another option for big power when you don't draw your monkey. So you play your Hit Monkey and Mysterio on 5 instead of 6, you get an 8 power monkey, right? And then on turn 6, you play Sasquatch for 2 energy. That's a 2/10. And if you have Mockingbird in the deck, she comes down discounted as well. Hey, let's throw Black Swan into the conversation too. She'll let you flood the board with free 1 costs to buff up Hit Monkey and or discount Sasquatch. Those 1 costs, of course, you can Falcon or Beast back to your hand as well. 2 counters to Sasquatch, like I mentioned, Mobius to stop the energy reduction, and good old dependable Shang-Chi. Sasquatch comes to the Spotlight caches with 2 Series 4 cards, so that's less token value there, but Ravona's a staple in some junk and control decks, while Havoc, hey, people sleep on Havoc, man. I use Havoc a lot, and I want this variant. Havoc also fits very well with Sasquatch, because he's a 2 cost, which you play on turn 5, and on turn 5, Havoc gives you the best value. I mean, I did a whole cost-power ratio chart on my Havoc video, go check that one out. But the best thing about Havoc, nobody plays him, so people always forget to account for his +4 power gain at the end of the turn. Hey, president of the Havoc fan club over here.
Whatever.
Okay, just look at all the 10 power cards in Marvel Snap. Sasquatch probably has